Anime is an art form, but it feels as though as an art form, we get complacent, just barely meeting our own passable standards with each season. But every few years, a show comes along that breaks the established conventions, redefines what anime will do, changes the way we think, raises it to a new level, redefines the very essence of the art form itself. Changes the modes of thinking for its audience, sets the new standard, breaks the mold, shatters a new horizon, makes me orgasm like a preteen girl at a Justin Bieber concert. In 2008, we had the brilliantly written Toradora by Yuyuko Takemiya, a show that wasn't afraid to delve into the more depressing side of romance. 2015 brought us One Punch Man, written by the acclaimed One, bringing a much-needed satire to the industry that set the new standard on how to do comedy, while also having brilliant fight scenes and art design. 2017 is once more another one of these years, bringing us the masterpiece that is EroManga-Sensei. EroManga-Sensei is one of the most perfect anime I've ever seen. I really want to break down to Saka Fushimi's newest masterpiece. Speaking of which, I'd also like to recommend Orimo and Endai Shimenai no Farachio, or better known as Blowjobs with Big Sis. Once again, both absolutely excellent adaptations of their original work, and of course you can still feel Fushimi's unique and unmistakable writing style. EroManga-Sensei is a show about a light novel writer that wants to have intimate relationships with his underage sister, but is constantly interrupted by other female suitors who wish to court him despite only knowing him for about 15 seconds or so. So let's break down one of my favorite scenes in the anime. Megumi Jino is the class representative who is coming to convince Sagari Izumi, our protagonist's sister, to come to school. Since Sagari is a hikikomori and never leaves her own room, Masamune, our protagonist, opens the door, leading us to perhaps one of the most well-orchestrated scenes in all of anime. The scene begins with Megumi approaching Masamune and getting incredibly close to an awkward range, beyond the personal space boundaries that modern society deems acceptable with callous disregard. This subconsciously primes us, the audience, to comprehend that Megumi is in fact a whore, with the complete absence of verbal cues. This is ingenious character blocking that can only be upstaged by the sheer intellectual depth of the dialogue that follows. It's difficult to convey just how deep this dialogue reaches, like deeper than the ending of Inception, deeper than Star Trek Deep Space Nine, deeper than the Marianas Trench on a Tuesday afternoon, deeper than the corruption that runs through Congress. Okay, maybe that last one's a little exaggerated, but my point still stands. Seemingly without purpose, Megumi states that both Masamune and Sagari are not related by blood and brings up the fact they live alone. For the basic viewer, you may only see this as nothing more than shameless exposition. But once again, the writer is showing just how tactile he is. This is where I began to understand just how deep this show was going to go. How would she know this information? This seemingly random and out-of-place blurb changes the entire dynamic of this scene. Bringing up information that she shouldn't have is a display of her reach and power to threaten our protagonist. She is letting him know that she is in fact a North Korean spy. But more on that later. After establishing her dominance in the conversation, she begins speaking in what we can only assume is code. I had trouble understanding what exactly she was trying to convey until... You see, this was just too out of place. No matter how hard I tried to rationalize it or what angle I tried to approach from it, it didn't make any sense. So I did some research. It would be very easy to Google "I love dicks," but I feel like that would lead us down the wrong road. The key difference is that we have to look at what she is saying in Japanese. She states, Ochichi Daisuki. Chichi is an important word here, as it is a name of a motel in Seoul, Korea, which very conveniently, if I must say so myself, happens to be next to a Starbucks coffee, the CEO of which is named Kevin Johnson. Sagari Izumi's name is spelled with 11 letters, and Masamune Izumi's name has 13 letters. You see, Kevin Johnson's name has 12 letters. In other words, 11, 12, 13. So, where is 14? 2014 is the year where Han Man-gu assumed his post as defense minister of South Korea. His favorite motel in Seoul, Korea? Well, I think you can figure that one out for yourself. This is where the Daisuki comes into play. Composed of 7 letters stating that Han Man-gu will be assassinated at a ski resort with a 7-letter name, leading us to Valverde Park Ski Resort, 262 Hanachi-gil, Siya-moi, Hoonigan, Gangwon-do, South Korea. I think it is truly amazing how skilled of an author Fushimi is. being able to tell such a complex story with so few words. This is what makes me believe that he may be one of the most brilliant artists alive today, comparable to a modern-day Ayn Rand and her work as Das Kapital, or the vibrant paintings of Joseph Stalin. I'm interested to see if either Masamune or Sagari will be North Korean sleeper agents, and if so, how they plan on pulling off this assassination. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been Super Eye Patch Manime Matt. Make sure you guys stay man and go watch that goddamn anime. You perverted cis-con